25.2. So between the organizational structure improvement, the play design, and the play calling, the Chicago Bears have found their coach, and he's worth about a touchdown a game to Caleb Williams. A touchdown a game's a lot. I predicted before the season that Mike Vrabel, his staff, and the new free agents and the draft picks would be worth about 6. And I thought I was being, a little optimistic. 7 a game. And much better first quarter team. Tremendous energy. Ben Johnson gets credit for that. They can win on the road. They can win close. Caleb Williams was good enough. He's never going to be 69% completion guy. His ball placement is still mid, but he's gifted. He makes all the throws. And what you have with Caleb Williams is all this firepower, all this strength, all this horsepower. And Ben Johnson is just pushing it in the right direction. And Caleb is very amenable to all the coaching. That's not always the case. Caleb deserves credit there. A great head coach can't fix everything, but the Bears didn't need to fix everything. They needed to upgrade their O-line. They spent money on it. They needed to stop turning the ball over. They needed to, score in the first quarter. So, and again, I look at the Bears today and I think they can go toe-to-toe athletically and toe-to-toe physically with probably anybody in the league not named the Chiefs. They can go toe-to-toe with coaching, toe-to-toe with athletes. Wide receiver, running back, tight end, they got dudes. Roma Dunze, DJ Moore, Luther Burden. Swift was a monster last night. Now, right now, today, Jaden Daniels is more refined and the more accurate quarterback. But he made mistakes. They had a pick, they had a couple fumbles, and sometimes in the NFL, it's this simple. Win the turnover battle. Like, the team that does wins like 70% in the league. It was the Bears last night that were more buttoned up. It was the Bears last night that didn't make critical mistakes. Anybody in Chicago, any Bear fan will tell you, the mistakes Washington made last night, that's what the Bears have been doing the last 15 years. So sometimes improvement is just incremental, step by step, head in the right direction. But with Ben Johnson and an ascending quarterback, they are officially worth a touchdown more per game. And oh, by the way, they can score first now, meaning they're playing often with a lead. I mean, 13-0, boom, we're leading on the road. I don't even know, how do you quantify how important that is? So last year they were 28th in scoring. Now they're top 10, and I think we all admit the operational stuff isn't 100% there yet, but it's close. It's not 100% there, but it's close.
I disagree. I don't think it's close at all, which is a good thing because it shows you how much more room they have to improve. I don't think this operation is nearly as buttoned up yet. And if they actually can get buttoned up, then they can really, truly become a great team. This is essentially what I was saying last night for my, immediate post-game reaction, where I was just like, make field goals, don't get penalties, don't turn the ball over. I'm going to go pour over through the data for this season, and it's just like you're going to win 99% of these games. That's what it feels like right now. The way how this season is unfolding is don't commit penalties, don't turn the ball over, and actually just make your field goals. And actually just kick field goals. And you're going to win a lot of games. And I think this operation right now, obviously, light years better than it was last year. Not even close. And I think Ben Johnson has completely proven his worth. You can just see how consistently open he gets these guys. He consistently makes Caleb Williams' life significantly easier. And you see it game after game after game after game. And I think as soon as Caleb Williams can start to elevate his gameplay, and the operations itself can get more buttoned up and more tightened up, then this team can start to truly thrive. That's what it begins to come down to. Because there were definitely mistakes in this game, undeniable. That could have caused you directly to lose this game. If the Commanders don't fumble that ball and they end up winning the game, you would point to concrete things that happened throughout this game that directly led to the Bears losing. And I think it's still important to look at those moments and address those moments, because I promise you and guarantee you the coaching staff is, the players are. Caleb Williams is looking at a highlight, looking at the film and seeing how he could have almost thrown a pick six in the end zone, in the red zone, and he's not like, well, it wasn't intercepted, so it doesn't matter, who cares. He's thinking, oh man, that was a bad throw, that was a bad decision. Like, he's thinking about it, and he's like, oh man, I got lucky there. And Ben Johnson's pointing out, like, hey, you can't do that. Let's talk about it. Like, so it's important to still address those moments even in a win. If the coaching staff's going to do it, if the quarterback's going to do it, like, I'm going to do it. And so those moments do matter. Those moments do matter to me. And I think against the better teams, like when Colin brings up a team like the Kansas City Chiefs, the Chiefs are a type of team that will make you pay for it. That's the thing. They're the type of team that makes you pay for it. They don't drop that interception. Or if there is, I forget what the exact penalty, what it was considered. But for the one touchdown that was taken away, if it was illegal motion or whatever the heck it was, I forget, illegal formation. We saw the Kansas City Chiefs made the Lions pay for their mistake with that. It made them pay. They didn't get the touchdown. It ended up being a massive swing in the game, massive difference in the game. So refining the operation from my viewpoint right now, when I'm watching the NFL as a whole, seems to be the utmost importance. Do not commit bad penalties. Taking out Jaden Daniels' legs and getting a roughing the pass, where like those things right now in the NFL are increasingly becoming absolutely devastating. Right? We were all so hyper-focused on turnovers, right? That became like a big pendulum swing where it was like, don't turn the ball over. Where for a while, it was kind of seemed like it was kind of okay. Like, you can let it rip. It's okay to have a turnover. So it's okay to have an interception. If you're throwing for 4 touchdown passes a game or whatnot, and you're letting it rip and throwing for 350, 400 yards, yeah, you're going to throw an interception. But it's good to be aggressive and assertive and keep putting that pressure on the defense. And then now, it seems more in modern day football, it's like, let's minimize that at all costs. And then there was a really hyper focus on, let's minimize sacks at all costs. We just want players to just get rid of the ball. 1-2 throw, 1-2 throw, 1-2 throw. Then there was a hyper focus on, no, you got to scramble, you got to be mobile, you got to do this, you got to do that. And it's like, these pendulums are always swinging. And right now, from my viewpoint, it's penalties too. It's penalties. That's why I want to go look at all of the box scores from this week, or from this season, and really see how many teams had more penalties and still won, and how many teams had less penalties and no turnovers and won, and look at those percentages. My guess is it's through the roof. It's through the roof. And so I think when you start refining that, then you can actually really get to that next level. And I don't know why Colin's trying to cap Caleb Williams and be like, he'll never be this type of thrower. He'll never be a 69% completion percent. And I'm just like, what are you saying? Like, he can't get more accurate? Like, of course he can. But this is what I'm looking at. The nine penalties. I think if the Commanders don't fumble that ball, they gave you 3 turnovers, and you still needed another last-second field goal to win the game. The better teams are not going, the more buttoned up and the better teams, they're not going to give you that many opportunities. So I think that's just something that should be lingered on for a moment, because the offense is there. The yards per play, the total yards, like, that's there. They can get it done. But then they're coming up short, 1 for 3 in the red zone, 3 for 10 on third down, 0 for 1 on fourth down, which I personally hated that fourth down call. I say you just kicked the field goal, which you almost lost by a field goal. They're still just a step behind, but they're moving steps forward. And to me, that's all that matters this season, is that you're getting better and you're clearly on the right track. And I think probably one of the more exciting things for me watching this game, I think myself, when you're watching a football game, there's so many different moments throughout the course of a game. Let's just use the Chiefs for an example, right? Let's say the Chiefs are down by 10 or something. They're down 2 scores going into the second half, and they get the ball back to start the third quarter. You have a very strong feeling they can get a touchdown here. They can immediately march down the field, bring it to a 1-score game, and then you have a high degree of confidence that the defense will be able to make a stop or whatever it is. To start the game, the opposing team scores a touchdown on their opening drive, and you have a lot of confidence the Chiefs can answer back and score a touchdown. And if they don't, there's no panic mode of like, oh man, the other team just scored a touchdown, and now they didn't score a touchdown. Now they're down 7-0, and now the team's got the ball back. Like, oh man, we can go down 14-0 now, right? Like, and you sense that when I'm watching all these games, you can get a sense. Sometimes I take notes from all different sides of the game where, and I really look at some of these moments where it's like, it's important to me if the Bears on the road, opening drive, Commanders, boom, force a turnover, or they no score, and then they get the ball and then immediately score. Like, those moments, especially early in the game, like, really matter, and all the different variations that they can unfold. And likewise later in the game, when you're down by 3 or down by 2, or whatever the case may be, or you're up and you need to convert a down, or you need a big stop. What I think is great about the Bears right now, that I find the most exciting, is there's no sense of them being unable to do what they need to do within the game. If the Commanders open up their drive and have a really easy opening drive, right? They just march down the field effortlessly and score a touchdown. There's no sense of like, oh man, Bears are in trouble, man. Like, oh gosh, the Bears definitely need a touchdown right here. Otherwise, this game could quickly get out of control, right? There's no sense of that. When they were down, when they got the ball back, you didn't have the sense of like, oh gosh, Bears, they got the ball back, but they can't move the ball right now. Like, fourth down, you're not like, oh gosh, 4th and 4. I don't know, man. What play are they gonna run right now? Like, you don't have that sense. There is a sense that in any given moment, a play can be executed, and to me, it's because of that guy right there. It's because of that guy right there. He has many, many, many answers to any of the questions that are asked throughout the course of a game. And I think as soon as the operations get more buttoned up, then you really take off. But I don't think it's quite there yet. And I think they're far from playing their best ball. Because right now we are living in a football world where a lot of these teams are coming away with wins that they easily could be losses. And a lot of these losses could be wins. And right now the Bears have been on the favorable end, which is awesome for them. Last year, and they were finding ways to lose, and now they're finding ways to win. But you just want to be able to see them continue to just be a team that when the opposing team gives you 2-3 turnovers, you don't need a last-second field goal to win the game. That you're just way more, on the driver's seat. Think about it. You were given 2 turnovers and you were down. And if it really wasn't for that fumble, who really knows? The Commanders had a ton of momentum, and if they score a touchdown, the game's out of reach. And at least a field goal forces the Bears to now have to score a touchdown. So like, that's totally was in the realm of the possibility. And like I said, I think it's important to still linger on those moments, so you get a fair assessment of all of this whole thing. But still a really great win, an important win. And when you're looking around the league, and this is what I also said in my post-game clip, when you're looking around the league, like there's no team that really feels all that scary, all that suffocating, where you're just like, gosh, man, who wants to face this team in the playoffs? Like, there is no team like that. That's why I'm going to keep preaching probably today and the rest of this week, is just like, get buttoned up. Minimize the penalties, make field goals. I'm emphasizing field goals because look how these games are coming down. Make your field goals. Don't turn the ball over. And that's like good enough to now make you a top team in the NFL, seemingly. Seriously, I would love to be able to do like a simulation, because the Raiders have been a mess. Geno just can't stop turning the ball over. And I just want to do like a simulation and be like, okay, what if we go through all those Raiders games, but you just stop turning the ball over at an alarming rate? how good would this team be now? Like, would they be now 3-2, 4-2? Like, what would their record be right now? Like, because it's just stop turning the ball over at an alarming rate, take care of penalties, make field goals, and right now it's like you're gonna be like a top 3, top 4 team in the NFL. It's just we are not in a juggernaut season right now. So there's real opportunity for the Bears here, real opportunity. So exciting time for Chicago, exciting time for Caleb and Ben Johnson, and building some much needed momentum. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Chicago Bears? Are you starting to believe in the Bears after the third straight win? And are you willing to say that Caleb Williams is mid and his accuracy has no room for improvement? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.